Welcome back everybody to another episode on the channel. Today we're going to be unboxing the Monsterbass box and why I think you guys need to make the investment on this. Alright guys, so we're going to be talking about the Monsterbass box. Like I said, we're going to go through the lures in here, and I actually was out fishing and busted into this box. So a couple of them are actually already open, and I was absolutely hammering them off of some of these baits in here, and we'll talk about that. And unfortunately, I was actually going to release a video today of me fishing with these lures in this box, but me being dumb, I deleted some footage off of an SD card. I got the SD cards mixed up, deleted some footage, and unfortunately don't have that. I have some footage that will be rolling in here in clips of that day, but other than that, unfortunately I don't have that. Anyways, let's talk about Monsterbass. So if you guys have never heard of Monsterbass, they are a subscription company, and I've tried a lot of different other companies. I've tried Mystery Tackle Box, Lucky Tackle Box, I even tried Warriors Tackle Supply, Fishing Care Pack. I've tried a lot of different ones, and so far I will say Monsterbass by far, in my opinion, definitely takes the lead. Oh, you might be asking yourself, why is Monsterbass so much better? Well, for one, guys, I will say this right off the bat: brand name lures, and if they're not brand name, they're local companies or small businesses that are in the United States that are, you know, just trying to get their name out there. And one of them I personally work with, Super K Jigs. They're in this box. They always make sure that you have great quality lures in your box. In the Northwest, so my box might be different and have different colors and different lures than someone who's fishing down in Florida. So they take into account the region and the time of the year that you're fishing. This time of the year, September, we're in that fall transition period, especially up here in the Northwest, and I will tell you, every single lure in this box is spot on for what you need to catch fish this time of the year. Leads me into what's going on right now. Right now, like I said, we're in that fall transition, so the lures in here, I'm going to kind of go through them and why they're so good for this time of the year. All right, so let's unbox this bad boy. So let's pop this sucker open. So the first one in here is one that I actually was just using and actually caught some nice fish on. You'll see those in the clips here, and that is the Big Bites BB Kicker. I also did an episode on how to rig this thing up here, but this thing is absolute dynamite. You can rig it up a few different ways. I love a big swim bait in the fall time. Now I have it rigged up right here like so, just with a weighted swim bait hook. This thing does a really good job at being weedless. Right off the bat, this is a great lure selection, a great bait for the fall time. A lot of times in the fall time, you know, the fall transition, those bass are pushing shad up shallow into shallow coves and bays, and they're just feeding up really heavy. This is a great representation of that. Moving on in the box, we have the, almost dropped it right there, the Gravity Hybrid Underspin. So this thing right here is a great lure selection for the fall time. Once again, an underspin can absolutely be killer. I like to throw a little paddle tail on the back of the hook here, and then this blade right here, especially on a sunny day, creates a lot of shimmer in the water. It looks like a bait fish coming through the water column, and along with that blade on there shimmering, it just gives off a little bit extra oomph, I guess if you will, to the bass. And I've caught a ton of bass off of this underspin. And one thing I like about it is you can take this underspin and you can rig it up with this swim bait here. Like that, you can basically take these two right here and then boom, put them together and you got one. Next thing in the box is the Strike King Lucky Shad. Dives down 8 feet. Perfect for smallmouth this time of the year. If you guys fish a river system, I fish the Mississippi River here in the Midwest, guys, and this thing is absolutely killer for wing dams, riprap, things like that. It will work absolutely perfect. It's a perfect shad representation for those fall time smallmouth on that riprap banks and stuff like that. That is mainly where I'm going to toss like something like this, is right on riprap, rocks, things like that, wing dams, humps of rock, stuff like that. This is the perfect presentation, especially for smallmouth. All right, now we got another one. We've got a the B Lab, and this is a kind of like a perch style bait right here. Once again, you know, I fish some lakes that actually just have perch in them for bait fish. They don't have a lot of shad, and this is a perfect representation of that. This thing will work great. Once again, all these lures are kind of geared for this time of the year, the fall transition, that fall time bite. What are you gonna have? Like I said, they're pushing up shad, they're pushing up bait fish. All of these lures are representing that for the Midwest this time of the year. Now we do have another hard one, and I don't have it in the plastic wrapping because I was throwing this a ton when I was actually out, and that is this sucker right here, this Topwater walking bait. This is actually a walking bait by Super K Jigs. And Super K, like I said, is a local company, and look at that thing. Gosh, that color, and it walks amazing. Super K Jigs is a local company that Monster Bass put in their box because they are quality baits for you guys. And personally, I work with Super K. I'm partnered with them, and I think they make very good quality jigs. And along with, they're starting to get some, hard baits in there. And this topwater walker walks perfectly. It's a perfect bait fish representation. I mean, it walks really, really well. I absolutely love the way it walked. I caught a decent amount of fish off of it right over like a wing dam. I was fishing a wing dam kind of with a bunch of rock and early morning, and they were just blowing this thing up left and right. So a nice little walking bait in there is always killer in the fall time. Now this bait right here is one that I actually really like, and this is like a crawfish style deal right here. I really like this one. It's called Mad Yabby, and I'll pull one of these out for you because this is an interesting look, and I really like this one because you can kind of do a couple things with it here. Now look at the size of that thing right there. It's pretty darn big. I mean, this is a big looking crawfish. I love the orange. I love that green pumpkin kind of darker color on the back right there. Now, how I was fishing this one the other day is, I love that it's ribbed too, gives off a little more vibration in the water, is I was actually fishing it off of a Texas rig, but then I took my football jig and I was working some rock. And a lot of times if I feel like I'm not getting bit off of any of these bait fish representations in the fall time, I switch over to a football jig. And what I did is I was putting this on the back of a football jig and just dragging the bottom, and these huge long pinchers on here just give off this huge, like, nice compact big presentation, and it was just getting a lot of bites, especially on some rock humps. So I really I was kind of hesitant at first, but I'll be honest, this thing worked out great, and I can't wait to get some more. And then in the box, obviously you get some cards to kind of help you guys out. There is the Bass Care 101, which I think is cool. So if you're a beginner angler and you don't quite know everything about releasing or kind of holding fish in your live well and stuff like that, or if you guys are experienced, you just need some reminders, that's in there. I think that's really neat. Then we've got some drop shot hooks, and then we have some drop shot plastics in here. So we've got some from Samatus baits, and we've got basically some just green pumpkin kind of drop shot stuff right there, which is great for if the bite is getting tough and things like that. It's always nice to throw out a drop shot and get some bites. There you guys have the Monster Bass box all unboxed for you guys. I really stand behind Monster Bass because I love the quality lures that you get in the box. You get name brand lures, you get very good quality lures in the box. They really pay attention to the region you're in, what time of the year it is, to hook you guys up with the best baits possible. And I'm not just trying to sit here and preach this product like crazy, but I really truly believe in it, guys. I've tried a lot of different boxes, and this one by far is my favorite. It just comes with the best stuff in it. If you guys are interested in Monster Bass, I will link them down in the description below. You can use the code SAVE10. It's going to save you guys $10 off your box, so I'll link that code down below. But go ahead, click over to Monster Bass, and then use that code SAVE10. It's going to $10 off of your box. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next one.